All right, when we hear like this whole exchange thing, like whether it's I heard you mention Voyager, Celsius, and obviously FTX. Most customers leave their money on these exchanges. I know for a long time I did that. For ease of use, crypto is one of those things where, it's not if you're not really like technical, not
Tech savvy.
tech savvy, you fucking it makes it hard to be able to move to private keys and etc. So you got a lot of people with a lot of risk out here right now of losing their life savings or all their investments that they've had because some of these exchanges are doing it. I mean, even right now, I have almost 100 grand in E2 that they haven't released on.
That's locked in Ethereum 2 smart contract.
Yeah, the Ethereum 2 contract on Coinbase.
Coinbase.
So it's so many people who, whether it was staking or whatever, are in positions where they can't even get access to their crypto. Just tell me real quick, like when you look at, and I heard you mention right at the beginning, not your keys, not your crypto. How do we, move away from this centralized way of thinking that we have to be able to, start thinking more in the terms of like protecting my assets and being able to get private keys and things like that?
The very first thing goes back to education, knowing why are you here in the first place? Why was this technology created in the first place? And using it the way that it was intended on being used. When I look at Coinbase, when I look at FTX, to me, those are fiat on-ramps where basically I need to get some fiat dollars into crypto. I'm going to use Coinbase, buy a stable coin like USDC, et cetera, and then move that over to a wallet that I control the keys to. So you have a desktop wallet like MetaMask where you actually get the private key. Now, for those of you who are a little bit confused, it's very simple. Look at your email. You have your email address that you give to people, and then you have your password. Obviously, with your password, you don't give that out to the public. You give someone your email address. It's the same thing in crypto. You have a public key or a public address. That's what you give someone to send you crypto, and then you have a private key. Both of them are mathematically linked. So with MetaMask, that's a desktop wallet. It's free to download. It's a browser wallet right inside of your computer. And then you have things like a Nano Ledger X, which is a hardware wallet, a device where you actually can control it. And the reason why they call it a cold storage versus a hot wallet is that obviously if something is sitting on your desktop or on your computer, it's constantly tethered to the internet, which means it's hot. It could potentially be hacked if your computer is compromised. With a cold storage device, it's not connected to the internet at all times. You pick and choose when you want to connect it. Now, your private keys is simply used to basically sign transactions. I don't want to get too technical, but at the end of the day, that's what this technology was designed to do so that you can take custody of your assets. Now, in the case of these centralized exchanges versus decentralized exchanges, it's very simple. FTX and Coinbase are centralized because there's a corporate structure, meaning that you don't have control of your assets, they do. Again, use Coinbase, use FTX to get money in there, and then move your crypto over to a wallet where you control the private keys. Now, there's decentralized exchanges like Uniswap, SushiSwap, Paraswap, et cetera, where you can go and you can basically swap into other coins without having to go through these centralized exchanges. And again, it all goes back to educating yourself. Now, one of the biggest problems with crypto, and I've spoken about this time and time again, and just with the internet in general, is that you have a lot of these influencers who are getting paid from these exchanges. And that creates a conflict of interest because if I know that there's a safer alternative for you, but I can't get paid from it, but I can get paid to promote this centralized exchange, most of these bigger YouTubers and influencers are going to promote the things that put money in their pocket, even at the expense of you, even if it may not be the best thing for you. And when we're talking about financial literacy, part of being financially literate is knowing when there's a conflict of interest and when something is actually to your detriment versus to your benefit. And we're watching, again, many of these big people, they promoted Celsius, they promoted Voyager, they promoted FTX, and now when the fallout happens, they've made millions of dollars at your expense, and now you've lost millions of dollars. So it goes back to learning about this technology, why it exists in the first place, and how to use it properly, because if you use it properly, you won't be having these issues.
What do you think about the influencers that have pumped some of these pump and dumps and shit like that to their audiences, and now their audiences are out of their money?
The politically correct things.
We're not politically correct.
I
Gonna get your ass up.
I feel sorry for many of these people, but then again, I don't, because you have people like myself and many other people in the community that was talking about these things years ago, and it's like You know, it's like
But you
deja
wasn't
vu.
popping though. So like, stop that shit. We not even gonna do that. Like, don't nobody know who you are. We
Yeah.
know who the niggas that get put in front of us are.
But that's part of the problem. First of all, they do know who I am because of the videos that I made about these
No,
people.
I don't know who you is. They just steal your video shit.
I got 20,000, 30, 40,000 views. You know what happens? They come in my videos because, see, everyone's a genius in a bull market. And when you're making money, you don't care if something might not be good for you because I'm getting rich. I'm getting a Lambo. So everything sounds good and looks good when you're making money. The problem is everything works until it doesn't work. And then now what happens is that when the fallout happens, everyone goes, oh, how would I have known? There's been countless people out here speaking about the problems. You have people like Andreas Antonopoulos, many of the Bitcoin maximalists, the guy Corey from Bitcoin Swan BTC. So many people in the crypto community were talking about these things, which is why it's laughable to me when I hear people say, oh, how could you see this coming? This happens in every crypto cycle. Going back to Mt. Gox in 2013, Quadriga, we had FTX, we had Bitfinex, we have Celsius. I mean, like every cycle, the same thing happens with the pump and dump coins, with the scam exchanges. At a certain point, you either are turning a blind eye to this and you just don't want to know, or you're truly just stupid because this information is here. The Ledger device has been around now for 6, 7 years. People have been talking about cold storage for a very, very long time.
But let me ask you a
Greed
question.
overruns things.
Real talk. I'm on social media. You know, I've been investing in crypto for a while, but I don't know everything. But like, just like there were a lot of people that invested in coins based off my credibility in the finance space. I mean, like I've been helping people make money in real estate. So they hear me, they say, Tony's making money with this, I'm gonna do this. Now there's been other influencers and you know, getting paid bags to actually just pump a coin, right?
Yeah.
See, I ain't never got money to whatever I talk about is my actual investment.
Yeah.
But it's people that got 6-figure, 7-figure bags to promote to their audience these coins that were pumping from the outset.
But you just right now highlighted exactly what I was trying to say. You have no business being an influencer in crypto. You know why? Because you're a real estate guy. And see, this is one of the biggest problems with the quote unquote financial literacy space and marketing in general. People have large followings, and because they made money in one industry, people automatically assume that they know everything in every industry. If you're a real estate guy, I should be coming to you for real estate information.